Why is it so important to understand the culture, the stories and the mythology of a civilization to reach towards excellence? There's a reason for it. Stories have a way of directly reaching the heart. They are timeless teachers. They always teach us those core values for excellence. Look at Japanese culture. All their values for excellence seem to be drawn from deep within their cultural roots. The idea of loyalty, the idea of courage, the idea of meticulous planning can literally be traced back to samurai traditions like Bushido, to a story like the 47 Ronin, where these 47 Ronin, or these homeless samurai, planned the revenge of their master who was killed by another samurai. And for years they planned the revenge. They eventually got their revenge and then committed harakiri, or suicide. The idea is that all the specific values for excellence are embedded deep within stories. In Indian traditions, for example, these days there's a lot of talk about the law of attraction and so on. If we examine the old texts, we would find the word Akarshan Siddhi. In the Tantra texts, it's there. It talks about the law of attraction, how the state of our own being will attract results from the outside. So our mythology, our stories are always the ones which carry the seeds of wisdom which are eternal. In a place like Japan, it's especially emphasized. Even in the modern age, there's a story about this dog, Hachiko, who used to follow his master to the train station every day. And one day his master didn't come back. He died at the university. He was a professor there. And the dog kept going back to that station for several days. In fact, months passed, every day to go and wait for his master. Now the Japanese have erected a statue of that dog and they venerate it. Why? It's not about the individual dogs. It's about giving importance to these timeless values which are indeed are the best teachers of us. There's a saying in the Ramayana, Valmiki says, as long as the mountains stand and the rivers flow, this story will be told again and again. So it is not the story of Ramchandra, but it is the values embedded in it, which is why epics like the Mahabharata are continually find new flavor in every age. They simply don't seem to go out of season. I myself am doing a very big production, in fact, on the Mahabharata, which you've written. Well, that's another story. But I always hearken back to the old fables. The Panchatantra, for example, again, another great treasure trove of lessons. The whole point being, it's not the stories, but the value system. Now, to give you an example, you look at the martial arts of China, of Japan. Why would a martial art be relevant to, say, a business situation? Say, as a guide to living life? But yes, even in that martial art, there'll be a key secret. Look at judo, look at aikido and so on. It's all about being in a state of let go, non-resistance. When faced with crisis, when faced with an attack, not using your energy unnecessarily, but being in a flow of energy. Utilizing the energy which is sent to one and directing it back. So the idea is that it's not a means of attack or a means of self-defense, but it's a means of living life in a relaxed, flowing, unself-conscious manner, which breeds creativity, which breeds excellence. It all begins with these fundamental kind of teachings.